Assalamualaikum viewers, we shall share some true stories of the prophets of Allah the Almighty based on the Holy Scriptures. So now we are beginning with Hazrat Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. Adam, who lived about 6,000 years ago, is popularly believed to be the first man created by God upon this earth. This view is, however, not supported by a close study of the relevant facts. The truth is that the world has passed through different cycles of creation and civilization, and Adam, the progenitor of the present human race, is only the first link in the present cycle, and not the very first man in God's creation. Nations have risen and fallen, civilizations have appeared and disappeared. Other Adams may have gone before our Adam. Other races may have lived and perished, and other cycles of civilization appeared and disappeared. This view has also been held by certain eminent Muslim savants. Muhyiddin ibn Arabi, the great mystic, says that once he saw himself in a dream performing a circuit of the Kaaba. In this dream, a man appeared before him and claimed to be one of his ancestors. How long is it since you died? Asked Ibn Arabi. The man replied, More than 40,000 years. But this period is much more than what separates us from Adam, said Ibn Arabi. The man replied, Of which Adam are you speaking? About the Adam who is nearest to you, or of some other? Then I recollected, says Ibn Arabi, the saying of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the effect that God had brought into being no less than 100,000 Adams, and I said to myself, perhaps this man who claims to be an ancestor of mine was one of the previous Adam. Futuhate Makkiyah. If the period covered by the progeny of each Adam be taken to be of 7,000 years, on an average, then, on the basis of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's saying referred to above, the age of the human race, as such, works out to be 700 million years. And this is the age of the progeny only of Adams, which does not include such races as may have passed before the creation of the first Adam. As against this, modern science gives 1 million years as the age of the human race. Encyclopedia Britannica. It is not claimed that the race which lived before Adam was entirely swept away before he was born. Most probably, there had remained a small degenerated remnant of the old race, and Adam was one of them. God then selected him to be the progenitor of a new race and the precursor of a new civilization, created as it were. Out of the dead, he represented the dawn of a new era of life. In this connection, we may well quote from one of the speeches of the promised Messiah alayhi salatu wasalam, holy founder of the Ahmadiyya movement. We do not follow the Bible in holding that the world began with the birth of Adam 6 or 7,000 years ago, and that before this there was nothing, and God was, as it were, idle and without work. Neither do we claim that all mankind, who are now found in different parts of the earth, are the progeny of the self-same Adam. On the contrary, we hold that this Adam was not the first man. Mankind existed even before him, as is hinted by the Quran itself, when it says of Adam, I am about to place a Khalifa in the earth, as Khalifa means a successor. It is clear that men existed even before Adam. Hence we cannot say whether the original inhabitants of America, Australia, etc. are the progeny of this last Adam, or of some other Adam gone before him. Al-Hakam, 30th May 1908. The word Khalifa used about Adam in the Holy Quran is a reference to the fact that He was a remnant or successor of the old race and was selected by God to bring into being a new race. It also means a vice-gerent of God, an imam or leader appointed by God to fulfill a special mission. The question here arises, why did the angels object to Adam's appointment as Khalifa? In this connection, it must be borne in mind that the so-called objection is not really an objection, it is merely a presentation of facts placed before God, not by way of objection but to gain knowledge and obtain enlightenment. In fact, whenever a new prophet is raised, God intends to bring about through him a revolution in the world, a change in the existing system, an ushering in of a new era. This process naturally entails the destruction of the old system and the construction of a new one. This was to be particularly the case with Adam's ministry, as he was the first messenger of a new order. The people before Adam were without law and lived almost like savages. Law was to be introduced through Adam, and with the introduction of law was to come sin. For sin is nothing but the breaking of law. The angels, with their limited knowledge and little insight into their future, were naturally perturbed at the idea that with the ministry of Adam, sin and disobedience would come into being, and people would thenceforward begin to be condemned and punished for acts against which there had previously been no bar. In the view of the angels, Adam was nothing but a lawgiver who was to prescribe limitations for the actions of man and mete out punishment to those who transgressed. The future Khalifa was thus going to shed blood and create disorder in the earth by shaking the foundations of society. The angels saw the darker side of the pictures only, but God saw the brighter side. Adam was, in the sight of God, a trumpet through which his clarion call was going to be sounded to the people. The dead were going to be quickened, and the slumberers awakened from their sleep. Henceforward, there was to come into being men who would know their God and manifest his attributes and lead pious and righteous lives. God could not leave mankind in a state of spiritual death, just because one section would have to be dubbed as disobedient. One obedient soul was better in the sight of God than a million disobedient ones. Scattered spots of light with patches of darkness, however large, were better than a universal veil of gloom covering the entire earth. Moreover, Adam and his message could not held responsible for the recalcitrant spirits who rejected him. He was only a harbinger of mercy, and those who rejected him and thereby incurred the displeasure of God were themselves to blame for their doom. The sun is not to be condemned for the shadows that must result from its light. We shall continue from there in our next part. Please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you don't miss our new videos. Thank you.